Hi everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we're in Heroes of the Storm taking a look at Diva. She's been in the PTR for a little bit and now she has finally dropped in the live client, and that's a really scary thumbnail over there that just, oh, that can scar your brain. There's a certain way of looking at that, of like maybe Martian anatomy, that's kind of scary. That's really bad. It's, yeah, I know it's like a Gatorade water bottle, but dirty minds go places, or horrified minds go places, honestly. So, Blizzard kind of messed this up in a certain way. I just wanted to bring this out right early on before I go any further into the video. So, Diva is available over here for either 1,500 gold or 750 crystals. I got her with my gold because there's not as much stuff to spend gold on anymore. And as you can see, like, all these mega bundles are locked because I own everything except for Lost Vikings, which I will actually never own. And I don't want to own it because I don't want to ever random it and get 3 Vikings. So, I grabbed Diva with gold. Now, what that should do is enable the Heroic Bundle to be the exact same thing as the Goliath Bundle. So let's take a look. The Goliath Bundle is what would have previously been called her store skin. So you would always get a hero. She'd be at the stock skin, or he. And then you could get a bundle that had a store skin where the hero would have... You would get a hero and a default skin. You would get a store skin and a default color. And then obviously as you progressed, your normal outfits progressed up to number 2 and 3, and same for the store skin, and then you got the master. Well, now the bundle gives you all 3 colors. So all 3 of these are available to you. I want you to see something over here. Even if I had or did not have Diva, this bundle is going to cost 1020 crystals. And I would be getting, not Diva, but I would be getting the Hazard skin, the Shark Mouth skin, which I kind of like, and Goliath Diva. Obviously, we're going with a StarCraft thing over here. I kind of like all these colors. I might go Shark Mouth or Goliath when I use it, but 1020. Now, the Diva Heroic Bundle is discounting the crystals because I have Diva. But look, 990. I'm saving 30 crystals by buying her for gold and then getting this kit. This should match. These two things, now that I have Diva, should match. For some reason, this is coming out as 30 crystals cheaper. But I want to go ahead and take a look at her skins that you get when you unlock her. So, because you may decide, hey, I don't want the Goliath skin. Her stock skins are just fine. So this is her Overwatch setup. Her Overwatch default. The blue, the ribbing, the kind of pinkish mecha. Here is a blue color very similar to Farah's colorations. Farah's blues and golds. She loses the ribbing, and she gets kind of a scaly pattern, like a Widowmaker pattern going on for the legs over there. And then this one has been quoted as essentially being Neon Evangelist. It's like Nerve. There is a specific character from Ava that she looks like over here. And I mean, you could go one way and say, hey, that kind of looks like Britney Spears-ish. But between the hair color and the outfit and the gloss and the red color, it's an Ava pilot. I forget her name because unfortunately I was not into anime at the time that show was popular. I do know it is a classic, and I know that I absolutely should watch it, considering it is the name of my clan and guild. Not named by me, but so then there are the Goliath skins. And then there are the quote-unquote master skins. So, it is, since this is like the first real hero that has come out after 2.0, it is nice to see that they are still maintaining the stock, store, and master skin look to it. Now, you can't get master as a bundle, but it is only 100 shards, and that's pretty cheap. So you have Pro Diva, which looks very similar to her stock, but with kind of Gundam style flair to it. And you can either kind of view these giant rivet holes as speakers or creepy eyes. I'm actually, in this color, I don't like it. It's weird. Like, I can't, my brain is not comprehending what those things are supposed to be. They're not lasers. They're, I mean, if you look at it this way, it's like a parrot. Like, the green glass is the nose. And these are very, like, big, wide open parrot eyes on top. Odd. Here, it blends in a little bit more. Like, I like this a lot better. And those giant laser rivet assholes blend in a little better and don't look nearly as bad. And it kind of has like a Gundam Macross style wings to it over here. And then there's this one. Now, I absolutely love the way the mech looks in this one. I love the cockpit glass. I love the coloring and styling of this. The definition between the blues and the black. I don't like her in this one. And before you go, "Hey man, that's racist," I don't mean it that way. She looks like an alien tiger, like something you would have seen on the 60s Star Trek that was supposed to be like some alien cat life form kind of a deal. It's just the kind of tannish coloring over here throws me off. She doesn't seem to wear that particular color very well. But the mech, it's like, I honestly think it's one of my favorite mech skins out of all 9 of them. But what I'm going to do, since I got her for gold, which screwed up the pricing of this package, I'm going to get this. And in all honesty, this should now match that. I don't see why there is a 30 crystal difference, but okay. We will go ahead and spend some crystals and get the Diva set. So, I personally think I would be rolling around... Sharkmouth and Goliath are very close in terms of decals, but this one's a little bit more sharky. I think I would go with this one. So now let's take a look at her talents. So first, her abilities. Boosters. Increases Diva's movement speed by 125% for 2 seconds. Enemies that are hit take 135 damage and are knocked away. Straight out of Overwatch. She cannot be slowed while the boosters are active. It doesn't say she can't be stunned, so maybe like a Hammer of Justice or something could maybe stun her out. Maybe a hook from Stitches or something. So it probably has a counter, but obviously something like Jaina or Leoric Swing is not going to be a counter. And that kind of makes sense. Then she has Defense Matrix. Again, straight out of Overwatch. Channel a defensive field, at least as a default, up for 3, down for 7. Channel a defensive field in the target direction for 3 seconds, reducing damage dealt by enemy heroes inside of it. The mech can move while channeling but can't turn. Damage dealt to the mech from enemies while it's active still give her the same amount of charge. So in other words, they're not penalizing your charge meter simply because you are reducing damage. Smart. This works a little bit differently than Overwatch. Here, the field is kind of like a dampening field where she projects it like a rave display on somebody, and if they're in it, they do less damage. But in Overwatch, it's like a frontal cone where if you're behind it, and herself, obviously, because she's behind it, take less damage. So it's kind of like a Reinhardt shield, but a smaller area and everything. And it absorbs the bullets. And so it's, the theme is there, but it's different. Believe it or not, her ultimate is not self-destruct the way it is in Overwatch. her self-destruct is actually an ability. Eject from the mech, setting it to self-destruct after 4 seconds deals 400 to 1200 in a large area, depending upon the distance from the center. Only deals 50% damage to structures. So you can't use it to just bomb a fort. I mean, you could, but you can't Allahu Akbar a fort for full damage there. It has to be more tactical if you're using it for PvE purposes. Gains 1% charge every 2 seconds spent basic attacking, and 30% charge per 100% of mech health lost. So when she goes out of the mech, she is D.Va the pilot form, and she actually gets different abilities at that point in time. So one of her heroics is Bunny Hop. It's actually one of her taunts, or her motes, in Overwatch. She stamps for a 100-second cooldown. She just stamps around in a certain area, dealing damage and slowing people. You have to be in the mech for it. Big Shot deals 250 damage, kind of like a Hinterlands Blast, all enemies in a line. The cooldown of Call Mech is reduced by 8 seconds for each enemy hit. And then there's Mech Mode. We know her skins. That's her abilities. We will look at her talents in a try mode. Not really going to try to get D.Va tonight. My Nazebo is close to giving me a loot chest, so I'm probably going to focus on Dweebo tonight. And honestly, Dweebo has become one of my most important characters. And I find it kind of funny because in HGC recently, there have been a lot of teams picking late game Dweebos. And it's like, wow, it's kind of funny. I mean, here's something that I just did thanks to Horsepants's Nazebro guild, Nazebro guide, and like now it's showing up in like pro comp and everything. So, reduce booster cooldowns. If D.Va neither takes nor deals damage during boosters, its cooldown is lowered. So, this is a movement thing. Maybe you could use it to get out, not take damage, boost back into your side, tap a well, and you can now have it for an engage. Hit the nitrous. Boosters give immediate extra speed. Initial speed of boosters is increased to 475, then decays to normal boost speed over 0.5 seconds. During this time, it deals extra damage. I like that. That sounds good. Damage enemy heroes with boosters. After damaging 25 heroes, each use of boosters lowers its cooldown by 1 second per hero hit. D.Va's mech gains 2% movement speed for 1 second every time it takes damage, so she's got like a Lily thing. I like Hit the Nitrous. I would maybe do Crash Course if there were heroes with clones like Samuro, and you could, or like a Murky or something like that. Anybody that you can routinely quote-unquote rank up on, Crash Course might be better. So, boosters are guided. There's the defense field. Here's my charge of my no reload. Oh, you know, I wonder something. I wonder if you multiply hit... That's not a word. If you hit a enemy multiple times with one charge, if you can rank up that quest more times. Let's try that.
Choose a talent.
Let's just see what happens over here. If I bounce that Arthas several times with one charge. Well, no, just the one.
Choose a talent.
Let's try it again. Toggle cooldowns. Get close. No, it's just the one hit.
Choose a talent.
So there's the no turn. Still did some reasonable damage. So there's my call mech. It's available. Let's see her default attack. Seems slower than Overwatch, honestly. Each basic attack reduces the cooldown of call mech by half a second. As Pilot Diva, only awards 50% of the normal hero bonus. So she's a walking turret. Alright, we are going to set the level to 20 so that we can pick more talents. Alright, so hit the nitrous. Increases defense matrix size but can't move. Don't like that one. Increase defense matrix duration by 3 seconds. That seems cool. Each time an enemy hero deals damage while inside the matrix, self-destruct increases by 1%. Self-destruct charge amount gained from losing mech health is increased. I don't like that one. You should try to survive more. So I think get through this seems better. This Arthas is like using smart AI and trying to walk around me, which is kind of cool. Increased booster knockback. Defense matrix slows. Ooh, I always like slows. Basic attacks lower the cooldown of defense matrix. Increase self-destruct timer and damage. So there is a suicide build for her. I like the slow. Alright, bunny hop or big shot. So if you're going a suicide build, you may want to go big shot because you're probably going to be out of mech mode a lot. But for now, I'm going to slow him. And then when he's slowed... Ah! Oh man, that Commodore level 8-bit sound effect. That was cool. I like that. Increase mech health by 20%, but also increase the cooldown of call mech by 15 seconds. When Diva's mech should be destroyed, it instead gains a shield that absorbs damage, and then it can blow up after the cooldown. Damage against Diva's mech that would deal 5% or less of its maximum health are reduced by 50%. So this is saying if she's getting like lightly tapped, she's just going to live more for that. I think this ablative armor is going to be situational, depending on what you're facing. But I think I like emergency shield over there. So I can't use the E. I can't blow up because I don't have the charge. Dash is a pilot, kind of as a World of Warcraft monk chi torpedo deal. GG well played. Increased pilot mode basic attack damage by 75%. Participating in a takedown while in pilot mode instantly refreshes the cooldown of call mech. That seems kind of overpowered. For 4 seconds after ejecting from her mech, you gain armor and basic attacks. Grant 50% more cooldown reduction. Pilot mode basic attacks have 20% increased range and slow the enemy. Ooh. Suppressing fire is good. GG well played or suppressing fire. Tough. I think if you're going a suicide build, you're probably gonna want to go GG well played, so you're like Allahu Akbaring more often. That's just so cool. It's just a very Diva sound effect. I'm gonna go suppressing fire for now. Bunny hop damage increased if stationary. Knockback enemies as a pilot. Mecha fall. Call mech is instant and targetable, and it damages enemies. Ooh, That's Titanfall right there. That charge is really slow. It's basically like she has two ultimates. It's like, yeah, I like this positioning over here. It's like, okay, you go chase my Malfurion. So she has to get beat on to really get her charge going. That's what it is. Let me try and move. I wonder if... Let's toggle the fort. Oh, there we go. Okay, wow. So, getting hit by forts really ramps up her charge over there. I hope I don't blow up in it. Okay. Alright, let's try to do the Titanfall thing on Arthas when he comes out. And then I think that'll be the wrap-up of the video over here. And then maybe we'll get a play video at some point. So, root him. That was kind of anticlimactic there a little bit. I just love sitting there circling around him. I shall save you, Malf. I wanna see that again. I'm gonna blow it up, and I wanna see that mecha fall again, this time from a little bit of a better range. We know he slowed. Wow, that's pretty heavy damage. Alright, so E... Alright, range is... kind of small. I'm gonna blow up over there. Hang out here in the back line. Three... Not 50% of his health. I think that was maybe 60 to 65 percent of his health was still left on that. I think that was like a 40 to 45% damage mecha drop there. But that's pretty cool to like be sitting in a bush and do that. So that's kind of an interesting combo. Now let's say I'm in a bush. We'll wait for Arthas. That's hysterical. Okay, I like that. So there we go, guys. There is a first look at D.Va on live here in Heroes of the Storm. She has her default skin. She has her Goliath skin from StarCraft. And she has a master skin, which is a blinged out version of her regular. I personally think that when I play her, I could go for the Nerve one. That one is pretty cool. But I think I will obviously wind up going with one of the legendary skin ones. Otherwise, it negates the point of that purchase. And probably... I don't know, Sharkmouth or Goliath, one of the two. I might bounce around, save some multiple loadouts. As for talents, I think my final word is hit the Nitrous as a default. Crash Course if you have easy quest ups like Vikings and Murkies and Samoro clones and everything like that. Over here, get through this, especially on very heavy objective maps like Sky Temple or the Curses and everything. Whenever you have like a lot of clump ups around a specific point, I think this would be better. if you, at 4, started going a suicide build, you would probably want to go and bring it on. Over here, defense matrix slows. I just like slows. I tend to grab them when I can. But basic attacks in mech mode against heroes lower the cooldown of defense matrix. That's very tanky. I think if you're the only warrior, maybe aggression matrix is better. If you are going suicide, go with nuclear option. Increase self-destruct's detonation timer by 3 seconds. Detonation damage is increased by 50%. A new mech can still be called after 4 seconds. So I think it's saying that it takes longer to blow up, but does more damage. Risk reward on that one. If you're going suicide, I would go with big shot, because you're probably going to... and the cooldown is only 4 seconds. You're going to be using this to get your mech back up quicker. So you're constantly Allahu Akbaring all the time. Increase mech health and calm mech cooldown. I wouldn't do that. Clearly, you wouldn't want to increase the cooldown for a suicide build, so not that. And you don't really want to live longer. You kind of want to just constantly throw the mech out and die. Emergency shielding or ablative armor. I would maybe go ablative so you can hang around the dinky fights a little bit better, but still suicide more effectively in bigger fights. But if not going the suicide build, I think emergency shielding is better. GG well played is if you're doing a suicide build. Nano weave suit, torpedo dash, suppressing fire. I think GG well played is probably just going to be one of the better ones overall. This is at Nano weave is actually a Titanfall. This was a Titanfall perk at one point that you would eject into stealth. It's a variant on ejecting and stealthing when your mech blew up in Titanfall. Here you're ejecting and taking reduced damage. Again, I like the slow. I like the range. It gives her some poke. If you've got a good warrior and a healer, maybe suppressing fire. If not, GG well played. Here at 20, instead of a single shot, Big Shot fires 3 shots over 0.5. Each shot deals 50% damage. I don't know. I'd have to see that one in action. But if not going suicide, and you're going like the standard mech stuff, Mecha Fall I think could be cool. And I think Mecha Fall might even outweigh Stop and Pop. But Stop and Pop is good if the team has got some crowd control. So if you've got your Janas, your Zarayas with ultimates, Roots, Diablo charges, Lamb to the Slaughter, the washing machine, God, the washing machine with Chen would probably be ridiculous on this. Well, not really washing machine because that's Chen and Sonya. Stomping machine is what you could call it. Sonya's crater, and then a stop and pop. ETC would be good with this one. I think if you have large crowd control, even a dome from Zeratul and timing it right, or a maw from Zagara, stop and pop would be good. If not, I think Mecha Fall might be a little bit more skilled over there. So there you go, guys. There is D.Va here in Heroes of the Storm, and my Dweebo is going to push up to 30. So my Vala is still my best. Dweebo's fairly close to 29, and then it dips pretty bad into Morales, Mouth, Tyrande, Nova, Butcher. And then my weakest is Genji, obviously D.Va, who I just got. Cho'Gall, because my friends hate Cho'Gall now, so we never get to play him. And Valir and Varian. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, give a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, don't give a like. And if you liked it a lot, give a subscribe. See you, everybody.